It's Sunday. 3 questions to answer that you have asked me, and it's a Gerann special. I wonder if he, laughs himself into hysterics. You're welcome. His first question: in what order would you classify the Jurassic Park movies from best to worst, and why? Oh, jeez. I knew he was going to start harsh off the bat with the first one, but alright. Best to worst. Numero uno is still the best. Jurassic World comes a very close second. Then you get Lost World Jurassic Park, or Jurassic Park 2 as I prefer to call it. Not so much on plot, but in terms of a popcorn, action, rollerball movie, it's awesome, and the worst is Jurassic Park 3. And we move on. Question 2. What about the Terminator and Terminator 2 Judgment Day do you like so much? Let me put it this way. Terminator had a better story, my opinion, but Terminator 2 had the better budget, special effects and visuals to work with, because what you've got to remember is Terminator 1 was on a budget of $6 million, which in today's money, that's a shoestring budget. That's something you'd expect a really small studio to be able to afford, or at least like an animation studio, if that. But I think what made the first story work so much is that James Cameron specifically ironed out all the characters. It's the same principle that David Hasselhoff talks about in his autobiography with certain Knight Rider stories. When you don't have so much money to work on with things like special effects, or things that you could have a little bit more freedom with a budget, you actually work on the story more, so that the story is what sells the movie, and any practical, special or visual effects is just icing on the cake. And I think Terminator 1, with what they had to work with, it's an awesome movie even to this day. Terminator 2, it does take the story much further, where it does enhance Sarah Connor's character a lot more, but the emphasis is now more on John Connor. And it has to be said, Edward Furlong, I think if he hadn't run into the troubles he had done down the road after Terminator 2, I think he would have been as a phenomenal actor as, say, Leonardo DiCaprio, Chris Pratt, or even Michael J. Fox. You could see the talent in his eyes even then, but things happened. So yeah, Terminator 1 for the story, but Terminator 2 gets it right with the visuals. And it's more of a, it's the same principle as with the last question. Terminator 2 is it's an action rollable flick. It is an action rollable in the first movie, but the story is much more solid, in my opinion. And third, which TV series from the olden days up to the modern day era that you haven't seen do you still want to watch today? I'd love to see Married with Children, because a friend of mine showed me like a compilation of Al Bundy's best quips, and if you thought Sonic the Hedgehog's Twitter was savage, quick and on the mark with the things that that Sonic says on his Twitter, that Al Bundy is just like, ow! He was like the Steve Austin CM Punk of his day. There are like so many TV shows I'd love to watch and be able to appreciate more today that I didn't get the opportunity to see back then properly. I'd love to have watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer from the start, which 18 years ago this month, episode number 1. And funny thing, if you look at Sarah Michelle Gellar now, compared to then, yeah, there are some differences. But whatever she's doing, keep doing what you're doing. Doing fine. So yeah, Married with Children, and to be able to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer from the start, because I only got into it like after like the 3rd or 4th season, and by that point I think it was slowly nearing its run. And it's like everything else, I come into it late in the game. I mean, I didn't get into Knight Rider properly until 2005. I'm always the last one to the party. But anyway, those have been your 3 questions for this week. If you know the shtick by now, you know how it works. If you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, or dynamicnight.com, leave a question in the comment section below, or tweet me a question to my Twitter link in the outro. But until then, folks, ask again.